Recent discussions around whether Israel has violated ceasefire understandings are not simply military or diplomatic concerns. They represent deeper contradictions embedded within the political economic structures of the region. Each flare up, each breakdown in negotiation reflects a long pattern of economic interests, arms flows, resource control, regional alliances overriding the humanitarian needs of ordinary people. And then we hear commentary, sometimes sensational, sometimes.
One choice to focus your mind. When the mind is scattered, life becomes fragmented. When the mind is disciplined, life becomes powerful. Greatness is never the result of chance. It is the outcome of intentional thoughts, repeated actions, and the unwavering decision to rise above your limitations. Do not fear challenge. The purpose of challenge is transformation. Pressure is not the enemy. Pressure is the sculptor that shapes the strongest version of you. Every obstacle is a test of how deeply you believe in your own potential. But focus is not something you find. Focus is something you train. You train it every morning. You rise before excuses. You train it every time you act instead of hesitate. You train it every moment you choose discipline over distraction. If you want success, do not simply wish for it. Prepare for it. Build yourself for it. Discipline yourself for it. Success does not belong to the lucky. It belongs to the consistent. And remember, your mind is not a cage. It is a weapon. It is a compass. It is a doorway. What you choose to feed it, it becomes. So breathe deeply, stand tall, and step forward with clarity. Because today is not just another day. It is an invitation to rise, to grow, and to move toward the life you know you're meant to live. Now take this energy and do something with it. Don't let the inspiration fade. Don't let the moment pass. Start the action, create the discipline, build the momentum, and let the world witness what a focused mind can accomplish. The first and most essential principle is understanding that focus is not something granted to you by chance. It is something you cultivate with intention, effort, and awareness. When you decide to take control of your attention, you are taking control of your direction in life. Everything begins in the mind. Every decision, every habit, every breakthrough starts with a moment of clarity where you choose what truly matters. This choice is what shapes the trajectory of your life. Yet most people drift through their days letting distractions dictate their actions. They allow the external world to pull them in 1,000 directions, never realizing how much power they are surrendering. The mind becomes restless, fragmented, easily influenced by noise instead of anchored in purpose. To focus your mind, you must first learn to quiet it. Not silence every thought, but learn to observe your thoughts without becoming controlled by them. When you become aware of your inner dialogue, you choose distraction over discipline, you weaken your inner power. Each time you choose discipline over distraction, you strengthen it. Focus grows through repetition, just like a muscle. Every moment you redirect your attention back to your purpose, you sharpen your mental blade. Part of developing deep focus is learning to be comfortable with discomfort. The mind naturally seeks ease, but growth rarely feels easy. When you sit with discomfort, whether it is the discomfort of consistency, of effort, or of uncertainty, you build resilience, and resilience fuels focus. If you train your mind to endure what others avoid, you move forward while others stagnate. Another vital element is simplifying your world. Many people lose focus because they clutter their lives with obligations, desires, and tasks that do not serve their higher purpose. Simplicity creates strength. When your environment is clear, your mind becomes clear. When your priorities are few, your energy becomes powerful. Focus thrives where there is order. It diminishes where there is chaos. To truly master focus, you must also cultivate patience. The results you seek may not come immediately, and in those moments of waiting, many people lose their direction. But patience is not passive. Patience is sustained clarity. It is the ability to continue your efforts without demanding instant reward. When you remain patient, you remain focused. When you remain focused, you move steadily toward your goals, even when progress seems invisible. In the end, focus is the unwavering commitment to stay aligned with your purpose despite distraction, discomfort, or delay. It is the disciplined choice to direct your mind instead of letting the world direct it for you. The second key principle is recognizing that your thoughts are the architects of your reality, and mastering them is the gateway to true power and achievement. Every action you take begins with a thought. Every habit, every decision, every success or failure originates in the mind long before it appears in the external world. Yet most people live unconsciously, allowing fleeting thoughts, impulses, and emotional reactions to dictate their behavior. They are like leaves carried by the wind, tossed in every direction without purpose or control. To rise above mediocrity, to achieve any meaningful level of success, you must first take command of your inner world. You must train your mind to focus, to discern, and to create intentionally. Controlling your thoughts is not about suppressing them, nor about pretending that negative or distracting ideas do not exist. It is about learning to observe them without attachment, learning to distinguish between what serves you and what hinders you. Negative thoughts, doubts, fears, and uncertainties are not enemies. They are signals that require awareness and management. When you acknowledge them and then redirect your attention toward constructive, purposeful thinking, you reclaim energy that would otherwise dissipate into confusion or indecision. Every moment you spend dwelling on what is unproductive or irrelevant is a moment lost from building the reality you desire. Therefore, cultivating awareness of your mental patterns becomes the first step in exercising control over them. Beyond awareness, mastery requires discipline and repetition. Just as a physical muscle grows stronger through consistent training, the mind grows stronger through deliberate practice. Means setting aside time to focus, to think with clarity, to visualize your goals, and to engage deeply with ideas that elevate your understanding and capacity. It requires consciously choosing what to feed your mind, the thoughts, images, and narratives that align with your objectives, rather than those that feed doubt, fear, or complacency. The mental diet you maintain will determine the quality of your decisions and the effectiveness of your actions. Focused, disciplined thought generates momentum, and momentum compounds over time, producing results that appear almost effortless, but are in reality the product of persistent inner work. Another critical aspect of mastering thought is cultivating emotional regulation. Thoughts and emotions are deeply intertwined. Uncontrolled emotions can cloud judgment and scatter attention. Learning to remain composed in the face of challenges allows you to think clearly and respond effectively, rather than react impulsively. This requires challenges appear. The mind cannot distinguish entirely between vivid imagination and real experience, and this ability allows you to rehearse success, instill confidence, and align your subconscious with your conscious intentions. Through repeated mental rehearsal, thoughts translate into beliefs, beliefs generate consistent action, and action produces tangible results. Ultimately, mastery of thought is about assuming responsibility for your inner life. It is about understanding that external circumstances do not dictate your destiny. Your responses to those circumstances do. It is about cultivating an unshakable center of clarity, discipline, and purposeful direction within yourself. This mastery transforms not only what you achieve, but also who you become, shaping a resilient, focused, and empowered individual, capable of navigating any challenge with composure and strength. The third key principle revolves around the practice of discipline, the conscious and consistent effort to align your actions with your intentions. Discipline is the bridge between desire and achievement, between vision and reality. Without it, focus and mastery of thought remain potential energy, unrealized and dormant. Discipline is not merely a matter of willpower or occasional bursts of effort. It is the habitual commitment to do what must be done, even when it feels uncomfortable, inconvenient, or unmotivated. It is the steady rhythm of persistent action that transforms abstract goals into tangible accomplishments. The most successful individuals are not those who are gifted or lucky. They are those who have cultivated the inner structure and self-regulation to act with consistency over time. The foundation of discipline begins with small, deliberate actions repeated daily. It is in these seemingly insignificant moments, waking up early, dedicating time to learning, prioritizing tasks, resisting distraction, that the character of discipline is forged. Many people underestimate the power of these small choices, thinking that success requires sudden breakthroughs or extraordinary effort. In truth, it is the cumulative effect of disciplined action that produces extraordinary results. Each moment you resist the pull of distraction, each time you persist when others quit, you reinforce neural pathways that strengthen your capacity for focus and resilience. Discipline grows incrementally, like a tree whose roots deepen slowly but steadily, eventually allowing it to check weather storms that would uproot the unprepared. Discipline also demands clarity in setting priorities. Without knowing what truly matters, action becomes scattered, energy dissipates, and effort is wasted on inconsequential tasks. Prioritization is the act of distinguishing between urgent and important, between temporary gratification and long-term gain. It is the conscious decision to allocate your most precious resource, your time and energy, to activities that align with your highest goals. Once priorities are clear, discipline becomes a natural extension of intention. It is easier to persevere when the purpose behind each action is unmistakable and compelling, when every step you take is infused with meaning rather than obligation. Another essential aspect of discipline is embracing discomfort. Life does not reward avoidance, it rewards persistence in the face of challenge. Discipline is developed when you choose to act despite resistance, when you push forward even when motivation alters, when you persist through fatigue, frustration, and uncertainty. The mind and body grow stronger each time you confront discomfort rather than flee from it. By embracing the necessary difficulties, you cultivate resilience, endurance, and the capacity to navigate the unpredictable demands of life without being derailed by temporary hardship. Discomfort becomes not a deterrent but a teacher, a signal that growth is occurring. Self-accountability is also integral to discipline. It is not enough to set intentions or plan actions, you must hold yourself responsible for following through. This requires honesty, reflection, and a willingness to confront failures without excuses. Accountability reinforces consistency, ensuring that effort is sustained and not subject to whim or mood. In this way, discipline is both a structure and a practice, a continuous cycle of action, reflection, and adjustment that propels progress forward. Discipline transforms potential into reality by converting of your life toward excellence. The fourth key principle is the cultivation of patience, the quiet yet powerful force that allows you to persist in your efforts while navigating the natural rhythm of growth and progress. Patience is often misunderstood as passive waiting, as if one should simply sit back and hope that time will produce results. In reality, patience is an active, deliberate practice that requires discipline, focus, and unwavering belief in the process. It is the ability to maintain
a vision into habitual practice. It is the daily choice to act with purpose, to honor your goals through consistent effort, and to maintain integrity with your intentions even when circumstances challenge you. The strength of discipline lies not in occasional heroics but in persistent, unwavering commitment. It is the engine that drives sustained achievement, the framework upon which focus and mastery of thought translate into measurable results, and the invisible force that shapes the trajectory, clarity, and composure, while progress unfolds gradually, often slower than we desire, and to continue taking purposeful action without being swayed by frustration, doubt, or impatience. True mastery in any endeavor cannot exist without this virtue, because almost all meaningful achievement requires sustained effort over time, and impatience is the enemy that disrupts consistency and undermines long-term success. Patience begins with perspective. Understanding that growth is incremental allows you to approach challenges and obstacles with a sense of calm rather than urgency. Many people become discouraged because they expect immediate results, believing that success should manifest quickly and effortlessly. When results are delayed, they question their ability, their plan, or even their worthiness. Patience, however, reframes this mindset. It recognizes that every step taken, every lesson learned, every small improvement contributes to the larger picture. Progress is rarely linear. Setbacks and slow periods are natural components of the journey. By embracing this reality, patience transforms waiting from a source of anxiety into an opportunity for reflection, learning, and refinement. Another vital aspect of patience is emotional regulation. Impatience often arises from the mind's need for instant gratification and the desire to control outcomes. When you cultivate patience, you strengthen your ability to remain calm and composed under pressure. You develop resilience against external circumstances and internal turmoil alike. Each time you resist the impulse to rush, to force results, or to abandon the process, you reinforce your capacity for steady, deliberate action. Patience allows you to act decisively and thoughtfully rather than impulsively, ensuring that each step you take is aligned with your long-term objectives rather than short-term desires. Patience also fosters discipline and consistency. It is the understanding that greatness is not achieved through sporadic bursts of effort but through repeated focused action sustained over time. By practicing patience, you learn to persist even when progress seems imperceptible. You continue to cultivate your skills, refine your strategies, and improve your mindset, trusting that these incremental investments compound into significant results. The ability to stay the course when immediate reward is absent distinguishes those who achieve their goals from those who abandon them prematurely.
Additionally, patience allows for strategic thinking. When you are not consumed by the pressure of instant outcomes, you are free to analyze situations more objectively, make better decisions, and anticipate future challenges. Impulsive action often leads to mistakes, missteps, or wasted energy, whereas patience provides the clarity to act with foresight. It creates a mental space where thoughtful planning and adaptability coexist, enabling you to respond effectively to changing circumstances without losing sight of your ultimate goals. Patience also nurtures self-mastery and emotional intelligence. In practicing patience, you develop the inner calm necessary to remain focused in the face of adversity, the empathy to understand the timing of others, and the wisdom to recognize that some things cannot be rushed. It is through this sustained, composed effort that enduring success is built, and through patience the mind and spirit are fortified to navigate the inevitable challenges that accompany any meaningful pursuit. The fifth key principle centers on the importance of taking decisive action, the bridge that transforms intention, focus, and preparation into tangible results. Thought, focus, discipline, and patience all form the foundation of success, but without action they remain dormant potential. Action is the vehicle through which ideas become reality, goals are realized, and growth occurs. Many individuals fail not because they lack vision or capability, but because they hesitate, overanalyze, or wait for the perfect moment that never comes. Taking action requires courage, decisiveness, and an unwavering commitment to move forward even when the path is uncertain or the outcome unknown. It is through persistent action that momentum is built, and momentum is the catalyst for achievement. Action begins with clarity of purpose. When your mind is focused, your thoughts disciplined, and your intentions aligned, you are prepared to act in a way that is both effective and directed. However, clarity alone is insufficient. You must convert it into deliberate steps. Every significant accomplishment is the result of continuous purposeful effort taken consistently over time. Each action, no matter how small, contributes to the larger goal. Even incremental progress is meaningful because it accumulates, creating a trajectory that propels you forward. Those who hesitate or procrastinate waste time and energy, allowing opportunity to pass while momentum slows. Action is the antidote to stagnation and indecision. Decisiveness is a crucial component of effective action. It is not enough to act. You must act with conviction and confidence, trusting your preparation and judgment. Indecision breeds hesitation, and hesitation erodes momentum. By cultivating decisiveness, you train yourself to evaluate information quickly, make informed choices, and commit to a course of action without being paralyzed by doubt. Mistakes may occur, but action allows you to learn and adjust in real time, while inaction guarantees that no progress will ever be made. Taking bold steps, even imperfectly, generates feedback, experience, and insight that are essential for growth. Action also demands resilience. Progress is rarely smooth, and challenges are inevitable. There will be setbacks, obstacles, and failures along the way, and the ability to continue acting despite adversity defines those who succeed. Each time you rise after a setback and continue moving forward, you reinforce your determination and fortify your capability. Resilient action is persistent and adaptive. It is not rigid, but flexible enough to respond to circumstances while maintaining alignment with your ultimate objectives. In this way, action becomes both a learning process and a vehicle for transformation. Furthermore, action is amplified when combined with reflection and strategic adjustment. Acting without thought can lead to wasted effort, but thoughtful action ensures that every step contributes meaningfully to your progress. This requires awareness, evaluation, and a willingness to adopt methods without losing sight of goals. The combination of consistent action, learning from experience, and adjusting as necessary creates a cycle of improvement that compounds over time, accelerating growth and results. Taking action also cultivates confidence. Each step forward reinforces belief in your ability to navigate challenges and achieve outcomes. Confidence grows from experience, and experience grows from doing. The act of moving forward generates energy and clarity, making subsequent decisions and actions easier and more effective. In this way, action is self-reinforcing. It produces momentum, builds skill, and strengthens resolve. Without action, potential remains unrealized and dreams remain abstract. Action is the living manifestation of intention, the tangible force that transforms vision into reality, and the catalyst that propels all other principles into measurable, lasting results. The sixth key principle emphasizes the importance of resilience, the inner strength that enables you to withstand challenges, recover from setbacks, and continue moving forward with unwavering determination. Life is inherently unpredictable, filled with obstacles that test your commitment, patience, and focus. No matter how disciplined, focused, or patient you are, difficulties will arise, and your ability to persevere through them will define the limits of your achievement. Resilience is not simply the capacity to endure hardship, it is the active, conscious choice to confront challenges, learn from them, and emerge stronger. It transforms adversity into opportunity and setbacks into stepping stones rather than barriers. Resilience begins with mindset. Those who cultivate resilience understand that failure is not a reflection of worth or ability, but a natural part of the learning process. Challenges are reframed as lessons and opportunities or growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. This perspective shifts the focus from fear and frustration to curiosity and determination. Every difficulty faced is an invitation to refine your strategies, strengthen your character, and expand your capacity to handle future challenges. By approaching life with this mindset, resilience becomes a proactive force rather than a passive reaction to circumstance. Another crucial component of resilience is emotional regulation. Challenges often trigger fear, doubt, and frustration, which can undermine focus and decision-making. Resilient individuals develop the ability to observe their emotional responses without being dominated by them. They acknowledge emotions, process them, and then direct their energy toward constructive action rather than negative rumination. This self-mastery creates stability and clarity, allowing you to respond to adversity with rationality and composure. In this way, resilience is intertwined with emotional intelligence, as it requires awareness, control, and strategic direction of both thought and feeling. Persistence is also an essential aspect of resilience. Success rarely follows a straight path. It requires repeated effort, adjustments, and the courage to continue when progress seems slow or invisible. Resilient individuals embrace persistence, understanding that consistent action over time compounds into meaningful results. They do not give up at the first sign of difficulty or when immediate results are absent. Instead, they maintain their commitment to their vision, trusting that sustained effort will eventually yield the outcomes they seek. Persistence transforms temporary obstacles into manageable challenges and reinforces the belief that progress is always possible, even under difficult circumstances. Resilience is further strengthened by adaptability. Life often presents unexpected changes, and the ability to adjust without losing sight of long-term objectives is critical. Flexibility allows you to modify your approach, explore alternative solutions, and pivot when necessary, while maintaining alignment with your core purpose. Those who are rigid in their thinking or unwilling to adapt are more likely to be derailed by unexpected challenges, whereas resilient individuals see change as an opportunity to innovate and grow. Adaptability combined with persistence creates a powerful synergy that propels individuals forward, even when circumstances are unfavorable. Support systems and habits also play a role in resilience. Surrounding yourself with constructive influences, cultivating routines that reinforce focus and well-being, and maintaining mental and physical health all contribute to the capacity to endure and thrive under pressure. Resilience is not solely an innate trait, it is cultivated through intentional practice, mindset, and lifestyle choices. Each challenge met with courage and determination reinforces resilience, gradually building an inner fortress of strength and confidence that enables sustained progress, growth, and success.